Hi, and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. More drop points for Arsenal yesterday. We actually played well. It was a good performance by Arsenal on the whole, apart from a couple of sloppy moments of defending, which cost us the game. And yeah, more points dropped in the title race. This title race is beginning to fade away at the moment. And you saw yesterday what the big problem with is with Arsenal at the moment. In an attacking sense, the options are just not there. I mean, you know, Villa, they were able to bring on John Duran and Liam Bailey later on to energize them in that game. And you saw the difference. Who could we bring on? We only had Sterling. That was the only option on the bench. The only option. Liverpool in their game against Brentford, they're struggling. 90 minutes, you know, is gone, and they're able to affect the game with the changes they made. Around about the 80th minute, they brought on Chiesa, they brought on Darwin Núñez, who scored 2 goals. They brought on Harvey Elliott. They brought on Jones. We just do not have attacking options at the moment. And when you've got attacking players that are tired or misfiring or just not performing, there's nothing you can do about changing it. We're being killed off by injuries, and we have not yet bought a player in the transfer window. Mikel Arteta said after the game, he's speaking about Liverpool, he said they managed to win against Brentford. They made an impact and changed the game. Those are his words. He said, we need reinforcements. Even he's saying it. Why they haven't gone and done this business earlier is a big criticism of mine right now towards either the Arsenal board or Mikel Arteta or whoever's replaced Edu. I mean, why? Saka got injured on the 21st of December. And we already knew if you're having surgery on your hamstring, and you saw the interview I did with a doctor the other day, you already know that's 4 to 6 months. Miracle might be 3 months. So you know you're going to be missing your main player. Why have we not bought no one in yet? We had the start of the January, so many difficult games. Manchester United, Tottenham, Newcastle, Aston Villa. These are all really difficult games that you can lose. And we didn't bring in any reinforcements. And then Jesus has got injured on top of that. Yes, we need reinforcements, but we should have got them in earlier. But listen, it's all about getting in the reinforcements if we're to salvage this season. Now, there's a lot of rumours flying around today that Arsenal are willing to fast-track the signing of Benjamin Sesko. Benjamin Sesko is reportedly one of Arsenal's big targets for the summer, but they can't wait. They want to bring this signing forward and get him in as soon as possible in this January transfer window. Now, it's very, very difficult to do. Benjamin Sesko apparently has a gentleman's agreement with RB Leipzig that they will let him leave in the summer if they get a bid for £60 million. That's for the summer. But they want him right now for January. To get him away, we're being told that Arsenal would have to make a bid of around about £70 million for RB Leipzig to let Benjamin Sesko go. Now, we need a striker. Everybody knows we need a striker, including RB Leipzig, so they're probably not going to drop off at that price. But if you're going to get these players away in January, you're going to have to pay over the odds. You've seen what Manchester City have just done with Omar Mamouche. Listen, at the start of the season, Omar Mamouche was probably worth about 30 million. Now, all of a sudden, they've had to pay 70 million to get the job done. We're going to have to do the same here. And we are more desperate for a striker than what they are. Barcelona also interested as well for a summer move. It might even be a good idea to get this move done straight away, get it done in January if we are to, you know, kick on in this season. But Benjamin Sesko being heavily linked with a move to Arsenal today, but £70 million could be the asking price. There's also the rumour that's flying around today that Arsenal are exploring a move for Viktor Osimhen of Galatasaray. Now, again, a goal scorer, a game changer, a guy that helped Napoli to win the title, and a guy that at the moment seems to be helping Galatasaray to win the title as well. They're 9 points clear at the top of their league, Galatasaray, so they won't want to let him go. Viktor Osimhen, 11 goals in 14 league games this season. That is a great goal-scoring record. Everywhere he goes, as I said yesterday, everywhere he goes, he scores goals. Now, Arsenal said to be exploring a move for Viktor Osimhen. He's on loan to Galatasaray, but we know that Napoli want to sell him. They want the money for Viktor Osimhen, and they would tear up a loan agreement if they could get cash in their hand, or obviously get money in their hand for the player. Manchester United also another one of the admirers of Viktor Osimhen. But for me, Viktor Osimhen is an out-and-out goal scorer. He's a player that is gettable this January transfer window. For me, I would be right up for getting this deal done. It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, these are rumours saying he's exploring, or Arsenal are exploring it. Fans want to hear if they're doing it. And then there's also this rumour that was, I saw this in the Daily Star, and I think they've taken this story from a L'Equipe, about Viktor Gyökeres. Again, another player that has been hot when it comes to scoring goals. The leading goal scorer in Europe, as you guys are well aware, with the release clause of £83 million. L'Equipe are claiming, and this story via the Daily Star, that Arsenal have also been given, Mikel Arteta has been given the go-ahead to sign him. Now, looking at the information, there is no information, should I say. It's a story, but it's so easy to make up stories about strikers right now when you're a publication, because, without any evidence, because everybody knows Arsenal's desperation to sign a striker. I don't really see anything behind this actual story, but everybody would love to see a signing like Viktor Gyökeres. Any of those three, Viktor Gyökeres, Benjamin Sesko, Viktor Osimhen, I think brings a bit of life into Arsenal, breathes some life into them, gets people excited, and we can kick on and have a good second half of the season. Our likelihoods of winning the Premier League is running out, but let's give ourselves a chance to have a go. With the current attacking team, I said it a couple of weeks ago, no chance. Got to strengthen that. Also linked today with a centre-back. Now, interestingly, Mikel Arteta spoke very worryingly after the game yesterday about Saliba, who missed the game. He felt his hamstring apparently in the last game, and that's why he didn't play in this, and they're doing an assessment on it, and they're going to get further news on that injury today. Now, the last thing we need is him being out for a length of time. We saw yesterday, even though I thought Timber did really well at centre-back, but without Saliba there, that means you have to then be putting Thomas Partey into right-back. Does okay, but he's not a right-back. As a matter of fact, both goals you could really say where he was at fault. The second goal, he doesn't get tight enough. The first goal, he allows the cross to come in. He's not a right back. We want him in midfield. He's more dynamic in midfield. He allows Declan Rice then to drive forward more. And we saw how good Declan Rice was when he was doing that. But if Saliba's out, that's more problems again. Now, according to Court Offside, they're saying that Arsenal, alongside Chelsea, are very interested in the signature of Ousmane Diomande. We've been interested in this guy for the past couple of seasons. Now 21, still at Sporting CP, and is really making a name for himself, the Ivory Coast centre-back, right-footed centre-back. So had he, say, for instance, been in the squad yesterday, he could have played in that position, and Timber could have stayed on the right-hand side. £70 million is his release clause if Arsenal want to go and meet that. Bayern Munich also another team that's very interested in the 6'3" powerhouse. But is this what Arsenal need right now? Bit unlucky Arsenal at the moment in that right back position, because normally if Timber shifted over, you'd have Ben White, you could play there. You'd have Tomiyasu who could play. There's normally a few right backs as well as Timber. 3 right backs, 3 people who can cover that position. 2 of them are injured. And hence why that led to Partey playing there. And those injuries have literally existed the whole season. But do we need Ousmane Diomande, who would be very expensive? Maybe for the future, but right now, when you think about it, you've got Saliba. If Saliba's not, if everybody's fit, if Saliba's injured, you've got, Timber who can play there, and you've also got Ben White who can play there. Three right backs who can play, three centre backs by trade who can play on that right hand side of the centre backs. So, Diomande would be great, but that's not what we need right now. In my books, what we need are attacking players. Got a lot of defenders, and even though we've had loads of injuries in defence, by and large, we've been able to cover it. But in the attacking areas, that is where the problem lies. With our best player in Saka out, we are struggling in that area. Even though, give credit to Trossard yesterday, I thought he had a great game. Martinelli scored and Havertz scored. But we're still struggling. We've got no options. Go and get those players. It's the 18th of January. We need those urgently. Thanks for watching the show today. I'll be back. Listen, I'm going to be keeping you up to date every single day with any news that breaks, with any hot rumours, right here on AFTV. Keep it locked. Subscribe if you haven't already. That way you get notifications of anything that's happened. And I'll see you tomorrow.